My first car was a Lotus Elan, Series 4 drophead, 1969. From there I had various MGs.
High on the North York moors in the village of Goathland, Steve Tucker is getting dewy-eyed about his long love affair with motors at the speedier end of the scale.
I went into the classic cars in my 20s, Mark II Jags, S-Types, Daimlers. In the late 90s, I had a Porsche 911, I had another Lotus, and then I went into the Evos. I had an Evo 6. I brought that into the country direct from Japan in 1999. It was one of the first in the country. Had a Bentley. At the moment, I've got the Porsche Panamera. Always had cars in the blood.
All of which makes his latest acquisition, well, a tad surprising.
This is a 1972 Austin Morris, which I bought probably about 18 months ago. The intention was to put some sign writing on. We're in Goathland here in North Yorkshire, which has obviously got the links to Heartbeat. So the plan was to get the car out, have it sign written, and do local shows and events. We've got a business here to promote the bed and breakfast. I'll push it out, although it does start, but in all honesty, it's that long since I've driven it, I've forgotten where reverse gear is. There we go. So I just haven't got around to doing it. I did buy it blind, and that's probably my biggest mistake. Basically been out the garage twice in nearly 2 years and then gone back in. One of the first things I found, it's a struggle to get in it. Obviously the seats don't adjust. Getting older in years and what have you, yes, I wouldn't want to drive it for any long distance, that's for sure. Everything's been done. Seats have all been done, new carpets, dashboard. It doesn't want for anything. It's probably one of the only vehicles I've not fallen in love with it. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think in the past I've always had performance vehicles. You know, you put your foot down, you go. This one, it just doesn't happen. Which I should have thought about it probably a little bit more before I bought it, but it wants somebody to actually take it on, spend some money having it resprayed, just to take out the blemishes. You know, there's no fiberglass wings or anything. It's all metal. Everything's been done in the back by the previous owner. It's all solid. But like I say, it'll make for a nice van. It just needs the bodywork doing. For somebody who knows what they're doing, you know, it is a weekend's work. Here it goes. Let's see if we can start it. It did start the other day. Get in. There we go. That's only about the 4th time I've ever started it. Realistically, somewhere in the vicinity of 10 to 12 would be very nice. Yeah, that would see my money back, basically.
Up on the North York moors, Steve Tucker's moggy van is patiently waiting for the next chapter of its life. Thankfully, the Eagle has landed.
Steve, Charlie,
pleased to meet you, mate.
Yeah.
And news has travelled fast.
This is your first solo trip?
Yeah, it is. I've done the first bit, I've made it here, I haven't gone wrong. So I've just got to do the bit of getting it on and then getting it back. 95% there. From 10 foot away, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, van does look lovely.
Yeah, there's a few, you know, imperfections on the paintwork as you get up close to it, but other than that,
nice inside though.
It's all there. It's tidy.
Yeah,
know.
it is. Yeah.
Really tidy.
Nice, spot on. It's not only people that want the pristines; they also want the ones that need a bit of improvement. And let's be fair, it doesn't need a lot, really, does it?
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah. Yeah, there's some there, that'll do.
I'm happy for it to go. Yes. Yes, definitely.
Oh, we're about there. Let's go left hand down a little bit. Just get a strap on, just in case it decides to roll off. It hasn't quite sunk in yet, really. It might do when I get back, maybe. But I haven't actually finished the job yet, have I, really? I'm only halfway, well, not even halfway there yet. Well, I suppose I am, I've got it on. So, if I make it back in one piece, without it falling off, then I'll be quite proud of myself.
Dad or Grandad give you any last-minute advice?
Do you want to know what Jack said?
Yeah.
Bugger off. So, no, not really, no. Yeah. So, no, to be fair, I've learnt it all from them, though, haven't I? So, from being sat in the passenger seat, so.
I hope it goes to a nice home and, you know, somebody who appreciates it, cherishes it, and, yeah, gets years of fun.
I think we're there, aren't we?
Excellent.
Right, well, mint job. I'll hopefully make it back, whip it off, get it washed off and photographed and videoed and on the website.
Excellent, yeah.
Spot on.
Look
right.
forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Charlie.
Yeah, spot on. Well,
Nice
thank
to
you.
meet you.
Yeah, you as well, yeah. Right, I'll make my way back.
The Wanderer has returned.
First collection actually didn't go too bad. I found my way there without a sat-nav. Didn't crash the lorry, didn't lose the Morris, and I arrived back at Pickering, and I did what nobody does, and filled the lorry up with diesel. So nobody can moan at me.
Bright little van, bright little van.
Oh, immensely proud. It's what I've been waiting for all my life, really. I mean, and the same with Jack. They've been in it a long time now, the lads. I think it's just wonderful for them, you know. It's wonderful for me. It's even better for them. Tell you what, I don't be morbid and silly about it, but the more these guys do, the happier I am at the end of my life to think I've seen it. You know, I'm so lucky. Only lucky, that's all it is. I'm dead lucky.
And after those warm words, the boss is soon back on the warpath.
And I wish someone wouldn't keep putting their bloody fingers all over it. I hate finger marks on cars. I'll keep saying to people, look with your eyes, not with your fingers. You won't see anything with your fingers, all you do is annoy me. Morris Minor van. But badges on Austin. And all that is, it was the nationalised industry wouldn't buy Morris. They wanted to buy Austin. I think every small business probably ran a Morris Minor van. If they didn't run a Morris Minor van, we'd run a 100E van. And we run 100E vans in our butchery firm simply because they were cheaper. If you look at the side of the van, they're a high volume van. Look how high they are for start off. They're a real purposeful van, whereas 100E vans, for argument's sake, finished along there, so you've got that much extra for a start off. They were possibly a tiny bit shorter. So the actual load area in a Morris Minor van is quite significant, it's really good. And of course the running gear is superb. I mean, 100E vans, side valves, engine is old-fashioned, gone, finished, 3-speed gearbox. Whereas up against these, when you could afford a Morris Minor van, you bought one, you got like an overhead valve engine, 4-speed gearbox and such like, much more serviceable van, really. And here we are, the little A-series engine, beautiful little engine, you can't go wrong with that. Old-fashioned SU fuel pump, but it was a good old pump, and when it packed up and got a bit tired, you know, they would all of a sudden think, oh, I've had enough. I'm not going to pump any more fuel today, I've had enough. And you get out with a spanner or a starting handle and give them a whack and they say, all right, I'll go again, and off they go, and that's brilliant. You know, if this was looking mint, it could do 15 grand. As it is at the moment, wanting 2 grand's worth of paintwork, you'll probably buy it for 10. Not bad business, is it? And with a little bit of work, you can turn it into a 15 grand van.
They were always traditionally known as Morris, weren't they? And then I think the two companies merged, Austin Morris. Obviously on the HPI check that we've done, it's come up as an Austin van, but even in the description we've called it a Morris 6, Morris 600 weight. Really neat and tidy inside, it's a clean example, is that.
Austin 600 weight van.
Engine's sweet as a nut, wants setting up, but it's got the makings of a lovely van.
So, we got £6,000 and we're away. £6,000, 6,250. We're a little shy on reserve, guys. 6,250, 6,500, there we go.
Oh, it's not doing very well either. Bless it.
6,750.
7.
7,750.
Yeah, that's more like it. I think he wants 9, 10-ish, which, to be fair, it should do it. Because we sort of explained it when we were there.
You corrected this, didn't you?
Yeah. But it's not quite concourse level. It's a good user level, but it won't take that much to bridge that gap.
Yep, 8,500.
He does 8,500, he says.
It just keeps creeping. We'll be all right. We're only 500 quid off at the minute, aren't we? So we're not far. 400 quid, that's better.
8,600.
8,700.
8,700. 8,007. 8,800. 8,800.
8,900.
8,900, he says. One more, it's on sale. 8,900. 8,900. 9,000 on sale.
Brilliant. It's not coming my way.
Do you want 9,1 now?
Yeah, 9,100.
It's going to keep going like this all day, innit? I want to get home for my tea tonight.
£9,100. Giving everyone a chance. 9,100 sold to Alan on the telephone. Thank you very
got
much.
it.
Thank you for
She's
your
yours.
Just over reserve, literally £100 over. But it's sold and it's going to another home, isn't it? So, yeah, I'll do.
You did well there, you did well. No bother, thanks very much. Thank you.
So it's sold above its reserve, so we don't need to contact the vendor. There'll be an invoice going out to the person who's bid, and then give us your money.
It's a very nice van, yes. Let's have a look and see what...
And with the cash handed over, a few days later, Jacqueline and Barry Taylor have arrived from West Yorkshire to take their moggy home. Or maybe not.
And I don't think this is going to drive with that clutch. We better just try it out. There's about an inch of movement there. Hopefully, it will serve us well, but we'll have to see if we can get it home first. Yeah. Whoa, listen to that. Yeah.
Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Living yesteryear's pace of life, really, but as long as it gets you from A to B.
It's going fast enough down here.
There's going to be no rest for the little Austin moggy van.
It's got a job to do to help me look after horses.
New owners Barry and Jacqueline Taylor are making their new workhorse do a bit more equine-related graft.
Hello, Berlin. All right, it's all right, lad. Want some bread? It won't fit that many bales in, and they go through quite a lot in winter time. But if I can be independent through summer, just keep going and getting a few, it frees Barry up, yeah? So it'll be good.
The Taylors are no strangers to having a moggy in the family.
I bought one when I was about 13. I'm sure it was £2 that I paid for it. And I run it around the fields as a rally car, wrote a number on the side, and run it for 6 months, and then scrapped it for, in old money, 10 bob, 10 shillings or 50p in modern day money.
Me dad had a Morris Minor Traveller. He bought it brand new year I was born. So it's my first memory of a car. And I used to sit on my mum's knee in front, looking out at little triangle window that opened at front. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for him, like. And when we said, oh, shall we get that? I said, yeah, I'll go halves with you for one of them, like.
With the clutch sorted and a new exhaust, it's all been minor fettling to get the car up and running.
New distributor cap here, points and condenser in that, HT lead working fine, new air filter, freed up and set the carburettor. This era of technology was just on its way out when I was working as an apprentice mechanic. So that's given me a big enough insight to maintain this era of car and this era of technology.
You paid how much for it?
9,100. Anyway, we got it, and I can't reach pedals. The seat's got 2 positions, and in most forward position, I still can't reach pedals, and I put my foot on clutch, and I end up sliding back. So I've got a big fat cushion that I put up my back, and then I'm fine. I'm fine with that. So I've got it sorted. As long as I've got him to look after it mechanically, because I ain't got a clue.
I think as you get a little bit older, you get a little bit sentimental over what put great in Great Britain. And it was the old car industry, the old bike industry, and the old, steel works, as, So apart from the actual physical vehicle, it's the area that it was built in that I get quite sort of sentimental about, if you like. Yeah. Ticks a few boxes, doesn't it, really? And if it's reliable and it does a job, I'll be happy.